Hello, everyone. Thomas Richard here, penetration tester recruiter. Welcome to my first ever live event on LinkedIn. Promised myself I was never going to do this. I've always felt a little bit apprehensive, especially live, first time, kind of on my own on the event. Not got any pen testers or any client organizations or CEOs to lean on if I get lost for words. So yeah, quite a big step for me. But yeah, first of all, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of before I get into some technical granular stuff in relation to how to be a better pen tester and how to facilitate career progression and so on and so forth. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a backstory as to how this happened. Pretty much a fully remote pen tester recruiter. I've been spending a bit of time in Dubai at the minute. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm English. So I spend a lot of time in central London. It's very cold there. It's actually snowing at the minute. So anyway, cut a long story short, I was sat in a bar in Dubai and I got a notification from LinkedIn asking me if I wanted to host a LinkedIn live audio event. I don't know if everyone gets them or it's just because my followers have gone up quite a lot lately and I'm posting a lot. But anyway, few beers in, bit of Dutch courage. What did I do? Clicked yes straight away and it posted it on LinkedIn to the whole of the pen testing community that I'm going to host a live event. So that was it. I was committed. I was locked in and I didn't want to let everyone down. So that's the story of how I'm here. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I'm going to cover and how I can help you as a pen tester today. If any clients are listening as well, any clients, this could be helpful for you to listen to as well. So things I'm going to cover. Why does self-development matter as a pen tester? I'm going to touch upon a post I did yesterday in relation to how OSEP and OSCP can potentially be switched round to be helpful. And I'm going to clear a few things up. There's a lot of comments on that yesterday, little bit of misinterpretation. Maybe that was my fault. But anyway, going to clear that up. What qualities do you need to be a highly successful pen tester or red teamer in today's market? I'm also going to touch upon imposter syndrome and give some thoughts on that. Also, I'm going to touch on how to make moving jobs easier and less stressful as a pen tester. I'm going to touch upon opinions and thought processes in relation to working hard in today's society. And yes or no, do certifications matter? The answer from me is yes, and I'm going to explain why. So, why does self-development as a pen tester matter? Why do I take time out of my day every day to post pretty much every day? Look, I'm totally slammed at the minute with job orders. I've got clients screaming at me with urgent requirements. I've got mid to senior level pen testers that want to talk to me. I've got my friends and family asking me why I won't go out for dinner with them during the week. Why won't I even spare my friends an hour? But I'll sometimes sit and articulate a post in a certain way, which sometimes takes me an hour. Sometimes takes me 2 hours. Sometimes I'm getting the grammar wrong. I can't articulate it myself right. So why do I take so much time out of my week when I'm so busy to write these posts? The answer is really simple. Offensive security, pen testing, red teaming moves so fast, and quite simply, two things are going to happen. You're either going to, as a pen tester, offensive security engineer, red teamer, you're either going to become stupidly hot, very, very hot property, and have all the all the success in the world, and you're going to be chased down all day long by recruiters like me, especially if you're at the senior end of the game, or you're going to get left behind. The industry moves so fast. If your self-development isn't taken care of, if it isn't looked after, if you're not around the right people, if people in the community aren't giving back, offensive security engineers and pen testers will get left behind. So I see it as part of my job as a recruiter to make sure no one gets left behind as a result of my actions. It's not all about just doing deals or making a placement or earning a nice fee. It's about giving back and helping. It's part of the job of a recruiter, of a pen tester recruiter, is to ensure either no one or at least less people get left behind. Um, so that's why self development is so important because in a nutshell, because our industry moves so fast. Okay. Next thing, my post on OSCP and OSEP yesterday. So I did a post yesterday. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not. I think it got 4 or 5 thousand impressions, so it was quite good, quite a bit of traction. And someone said, I think someone there was some comments on there that said, what you can't skip OSCP, you can't skip OSCP and then do OSEP. That's going to make you a worse pen tester. Someone mentioned that OSEP is for Active Directory pen testing. OSWE, as we all know, is for source code review. OSED is for exploit dev. I get all that. I wasn't really touching upon the technical aspects of each certification. I wasn't even really saying, is it a good or a bad thing? What I was saying is what I'm seeing in the marketplace at the minute. So I'm not as technical as most of you guys. I'm fairly technical and I understand the job of a pen tester recruiter, of a pen tester, sorry, inside out. But I'm nowhere near as technical as you guys. But I do have a unique view in the sense that I'm on the tools every day. Every day I'm recruiting, I'm talking to pen testers every day. I'm in the thick of it when it comes to the cut and thrust of the pen testing jobs market. So I have a very unique view on things. And one thing I've seen lately is even juniors are getting job offers when they've got OSEP and nothing else. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it makes people a better pen tester or a worse pen tester. I'm not even necessarily advising it. But what I am saying is what I'm seeing. And I know a lot of juniors out there, they can't get on the jobs ladder. That junior end of the market is fierce, it's ferocious, it's saturated. And juniors need to know what they can do to stand out. So if I'm seeing junior guys and girls getting job offers, getting nice, juicy job offers because they've got OSEP, it's not, you know, I've got an opinion on, I've got a bit of an opinion on it. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but what I am saying is it's getting people on the jobs ladder. Um, you know, is it better for them to skip OSCP and do OSEP? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But if it gets them a job and it gets them around amazing red teamers that are proficient in, building their own C2s and they've got their own go-to payloads already, if doing OSEP first is going to get you in amongst it with someone that's had 10 years in the game, then there's an argument to say that maybe it is a good idea. But look, it's up for the debate. I wanted to spark a debate on LinkedIn last night over it, and we did that, and perhaps we can have some more debate about it later. Next, what qualities do you need to be a highly successful pen tester red teamer in today's market? You've got all the usuals: grit, determination, resilience, passion, drive, get up and go, ability to learn, motivation, um, the want and need desire to fly past the latest EDR. If you're a red team, a Cobalt Strike, I'm sure most of you are aware, isn't that stealthy anymore. Many SOC analysts, many SEMs can just pick it up now because it's just so prevalent within the black hat world when it comes to, hacking. I just think naturally just going above and beyond, the best, and I'm going to give you a real life story. Guy I know in San Francisco, senior guy, senior red teamer. It's not all about money, but he's been earning about $250,000 a year for a while. Doesn't know what to spend the money on. Can't spend it. Um, and some people might think he's earning a lot of money. He's been in the game over a decade. He's at the top of his game. He speaks to me about various opportunities that I've got for him, but he's got a lot of opportunity. He's taken some time off work. He's in his apartment in San Fran. He was laughing with me on the phone because he's got wires hanging off the balcony, hardware everywhere. He said his neighbours are looking through the door. There's stuff everywhere, but he's just absolutely obsessed with still becoming better. So when you talk about, these words get thrown about a lot: determination, grit, motivation. Um, but are you absolutely obsessed with the process, with getting better? Not so much focused on the end goal, not so much focused on the money, not so much focused on all the pride and recognition that comes with being an amazing ethical hacker, pen tester, red teamer. But are you absolutely obsessed with the process? Because the best guys are, and that guy there that I won't name him because uh, I haven't even mentioned him that I was going to talk about him, so I won't name him. But he's obsessed with the process. He's obsessed with becoming better. He's not slowing down anytime soon. I know a lot of the best hackers I speak to are, their friends and families turn around to them and say, "There's something wrong with you," and I think that's the kind of stage you've got to be at. You've almost got to be at a stage where people are saying, you know, you're not right. There's something wrong with you. I think when you get to that stage, and by the way, burnout's real, health's important, but I think if you want to get to the top of the game in the offensive security world, you've got to be at that stage. Also, as well, um, I think what are you doing outside? Outside, if you're working 8 hours a day, what are you doing outside those hours? There's an old saying: we get rewarded in public for what we do in private. So, again, just to give you an insight to what the best offensive security engineers are doing at weekends and after work, a lot of the time they're researching, they're improving. Um, they're giving back to the community and exchanging information, which reinforces the information in their minds. So yeah, that's a bit of an insight there. Also, as well, just another chap I know, very very senior guy at NCC. I know there's a lot going on there at the minute, very well publicised, which I won't. Don't really think we any need to talk to. Don't really see how that's going to help anyone's career progression at the minute. But very senior guy at NCC, you've got to pull the 12 to 15 hour days, especially at the start, maybe 15, 17 hour days sometimes. And again, look, I'm not saying you haven't got to look after yourself. If you're doing them kind of hours, meditation, health, fitness, the gym, all that's vital. But yeah, look, you've got to pull the hours at the start. At the start. Also, as well, another thing for being the best, what qualities make a highly successful pen tester? If you look at the learning material on my profile, that's not from me. That's I'm not sat on GitHub and the dark web, floating around all these, highly technical places. What I'm doing is when I'm speaking to the best, it might be an OSC3 guy or girl with 10 years experience. It might be someone with no certifications, but is literally the best red teamer you can get your hands on. Towards the end of the conversation, I'd say, what learning materials, what learning materials mega at the minute? Not hack the box, not try hack me. Like we all know that everyone's on that all day, every day. What off piece kind of stuff that we've never heard of are you using that's facilitating and aiding your career progression every single day to a different level? And that is where the learning material that's on my LinkedIn profile has come from. So please use it. It's Aladdin's cave of information that will hands down facilitate your career growth. Um, Next thing, imposter syndrome. Have the best hackers in the world got it? Yeah. Have most guys at the top of their game within the offensive security world got it? Yeah, yeah, a lot have. A lot of them use it as fuel to drive success even more. Um, you know, I think the term imposter syndrome, and this isn't. There's a guy called Steve Bartlett. He's got the #1 podcast in the UK at the minute, possibly even the world. He's very, very, very successful. And he said if it wasn't called imposter syndrome, if it was called optimal growth situation or optimal growth syndrome or um, uncomfortable situation to make us grow more, if you've got imposter syndrome and you feel uncomfortable, that's good. That's a sign that you're growing. When we are at our most uncomfortable, that's when we're growing and progressing the most. So yeah, imposter syndrome I think can be a really positive thing if it's channeled in the right way. I think it's great. So also, how to make moving jobs smoother and less stressful. Um, Document your career success online. Um, I know from my own situation, having a strong brand on LinkedIn, um, things come to you, opportunities come your way, people approach you. Um, Become a content creator. Have a YouTube channel. Document your success on LinkedIn. And by the way, look, posting every day might seem really daunting. Um, and also, your first post is going to be awful. It probably won't even get any likes. In fact, you're probably going to stink on LinkedIn for about the first year. Um, I know I did. It's really, really tough. No one likes your shit at first. No one likes your content at first. You've got to, you've got to keep plugging away. But look, it makes a difference. Um, Even whether it's the mid or the senior end of the pen testing jobs market, when I share a resume, this is a great example. When I share, if I'm dealing with a, I don't know, really cool pen testing company in New York, and I've got three or four senior candidates, or maybe I've got a senior candidate I'm representing, and maybe another recruiter is representing another senior candidate. If the other recruiter puts the resume in with a link to the YouTube channel, a link to the LinkedIn page, a live video of maybe him hacking a web app or an API or an AD, um, and some stuff on GitHub that was really cool. Maybe the other guy gave back to the community. So if all that I've just mentioned goes in with the resume or the CV if we're in the UK, uh, and I just put in a CV, nothing else. um, which candidate, which pen tester is getting the opportunity first? 8, 9 times out of 10. Well, it's the person that's got the online presence. And by the way, this is becoming a bigger and bigger thing. I think as the months and years go on, having this online brand, being seen to be giving back to the community is going to be a bigger and bigger thing. Um, John John Strand from Black Hills. I was listening to a podcast on him about what he looks for in hiring. One of the things is what is that particular pen tester, red team, offensive security engineer doing to give back to the community? What is their online presence like? So it's becoming a real thing now in the jobs market. It's something employers, some top employers that they expect it. They don't all expect it, but a lot of them do. And look, just quickly going back to, is it daunting? Is it scary? Is it hard to post it first? Yeah, it's really hard. I've had like, my posts are all really positive now, and everyone's really nice to me on LinkedIn. But I used to post at the start, and people used to be like, "Oh God, you're a recruiter. Is this a phishing campaign to get hold of more candidates because you haven't got anyone?" Someone commented saying, "This is a," I've had like, I've had bad stuff, but you just got to let it bounce off you. It goes back to the resilience piece. It's all part and parcel of being the best pen tester. You've got to be strong. You've got to be determined. You've got to have the grit. And that just brings us on to, working hard and thought process and society thought process in general. This is just my opinion, um, but I do think sometimes things are getting a bit soft, which could hinder career growth. I know not everyone will agree with me on that, but it is my opinion. So I'm not going to not say it. Are mental health issues real? Yes. Is burnout real? Yes. Of course it is. And I don't wish any of that on anyone. But at the same time, you've got to put the hours in. You've got to push yourself hard, and you've got to look after yourself. Meditation's massive. The gym's massive. Diet's massive. Um, and anyone that thinks diet doesn't matter and health doesn't matter, well, in the hacking game, it's imperative because your concentration levels, your focus levels are absolutely everything. If you're going to put, I don't know, on a white box test, if you're going to get inside a system and push a system to its absolute limits, you need to be absolutely razor sharp focused. And Finally, do certs matter? Yeah, they do. And I'll explain why. Um, I think what some people do is they'll find a great red teamer who's highly successful, highly stimulated, progressing at lightning pace, who hasn't got any certifications, and that's great, and that's absolutely amazing for him or her, and I'm really happy for them. Um, but look, it isn't the norm. And look, who's to say that that particular red teamer, they might see an opportunity that does require three, four, five different certs that they haven't got, and it might put blockers on them getting to where they want to get to. Um, so I think the certification is a vehicle to get you somewhere. The certification is a door opener. The certification, um, could mean that you meet someone that you didn't meet, or you could get on a team of pen testers because you had a certification, and those people on that team could teach you stuff that a certification could never teach you. So I think sometimes when people talk down about certs or negatively about certs, they're just focusing too much on the cert and on the short term, and not what it can facilitate, and the fact that it can be used as a vehicle to increase your network, increase your career progression, increase your learning, open up opportunities. And look, again, you'll always get the person that goes, no, I know everyone. um I don't need any help. I'm absolutely, flying. I'm at the coolest company ever. Everything's cool. Everyone wants me. Loads of recruiters. Look, that's great, but look, that's a dangerous place to be, and that's a scary mindset to have, because the best pen testers in the world that I know, that I talk to on a daily basis, um, have a growth mindset. So I think, don't look at the certifications for just what they are. Don't say, OSCP. You could get some easy boxes. So what? Or all these boxes have got issues. We know they've got issues. So it's not like a real hack. When you're doing a real black box pen test, you don't know if you can get in or not. With OSCP, there's vulnerabilities there, so it's not. I wouldn't start going down that road. I would look at certifications as a vehicle, as an investment in yourself, as something that will enhance your career in some way, shape, or form. Okay, great. I'm just going to finish off with, how will these LinkedIn live events moving forward help you? Um, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. Underdeliver. My thought process was I want to do one every week. I can't promise every week though, but I will. I will really try hard to do one every month. Um, I want to break it down into different subjects within pen testing. So I might get one of the best web app pen testers in the world on, and I'll do a talk with him, about how he or she has got there. I might do one on red teaming, go-to payloads, C2 frameworks. We'll talk about Cobalt Strikes, Posh C2, Sliver. Like, we'll talk about all C2s, customizing C2s, what SEMs they're worried about. What's going on the blue team, and what SOC analysts doing to detect red teamers in the minute that red teamers are worried about. So we'll do one on red teaming. Um, we'll do one for juniors. We'll do one for mids. I'll also do one for not just, on the candidate side, not just for pen testers, but we'll do one for my clients as well. One thing a lot of clients want is they want better quality clients themselves. There's nothing worse than doing a pen test, finding a vulnerability, and the end client won't act upon it. It's really frustrating, and also that creates recruitment problems, because guess what happens as a pen testing cybersecurity consultancy if your end clients are less than desirable? Well, I know from talking to candidates that they don't want to stick around. Pen testers don't. They want to deal with cool end clients that fix vulnerabilities, and they stuff like that. So I think I can do a lot on the business development side. Being a recruiter, a massive part of my job is to constantly develop new business. I'm always on the lookout for better clients, more responsive clients, clients that really genuinely want to grow. Like, I'll give clients 18, 20 hours a day of my time if they're committed. And I'm always looking for better clients, and I know my clients are always looking for better clients. So yeah, that's about it from me. I hope you found it helpful. Please do comment on the post about the event. How could I do better? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What do you want to hear about moving forward? Any guests you want on? Who even if they're big names. I'm a recruiter. I'm not a shy man. I'm quite, I'm quite aggressive. Is probably the wrong word, but I'm quite proactive in the way that I recruit because I have to be. That's what I do for my job. So, any big names you'd like me to speak to? Any mid guys, senior guys, red teamers, web app, exploit dev experts. You know, you tell me. You tell me what you want to see. I'll do my best to facilitate it. Okay, look, I've been Thomas Richard. I'm the pen tester recruiter. I hope you found this helpful. Um, I'll be pumping out loads more content this week, over the weekend. The main aim will be to facilitate your career progression and career growth. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone is going to have a really strong finish to the week. Thank you.